Hello artists! Today we are going to start working in our stitching packet, and if you notice there's a couple of different materials in here that we are going to go over. But first what we're going to do, if you're in school, you need to make sure that you put your name on the front. So put your name, and just in case you can put your code. Your code is the day and then the grade, which is 3rd grade. So please put that on the Ziploc part of your bag. It's okay if yours doesn't close completely. Mine doesn't close completely, but these all will go back in here. Make sure everything goes back in here at the end of every class. So I'm going to just start by pulling all of this stuff out to see what's inside my bag. I'm going to keep my bag close by so that I don't lose it. Now I notice that obviously there's a big blue piece of, this is called burlap. So the burlap is going to be used as the canvas, and this is like our string, which is going to be like the paint for our canvas. Now I have a red string. I have a needle that's not very sharp. You can even see it's not sharp at the top. Please be very careful with it still. And this does not leave the classroom. At the end of class, everything goes back in its bag. This is what I like to call the hot dog. And we're going to talk about the hot dog later on when it's time for us to restring our needle here, okay? So we'll talk more about that next week. Today we're just going to learn how to stitch. So can you please put the hot dog bun back inside the bag for next time, because we're not going to use that. So do that now and give me a thumb up when you're all ready and your table looks similar to mine. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this needle. I have a knot knotted on this side, so if I pull, the string does not pull, so you can pull and see. And then if I look and I thread it all the way to the end, there's a knot at the end too. That means that when you pull all the way through, it's not going to pull through, it's going to stop. So we're going to look now. Here's our little canvas, and I'm going to start in the corner. I want you to start in the corner, not all the way towards the tape, but maybe like a couple of stitches up. I want you to take your needle and I want you to pull it through all the way to the end. So that this is sticking out. And this would technically be your front, because you never want the knotted part to be in the front. You want that knotted part to be in the back. So now I've got my first little line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in on this side. I'm not going to go on this side because this is going to wrap around. I don't want this to wrap around. I want it to stay on one side. So now that this is on this side and the knot is on the back, I'm going to go maybe a couple, you can kind of see the threads, maybe like a couple of threads, like 1, 2. I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to go in, pull, and pull all the way through. Be very careful it doesn't knot up. And there's my first stitch. There it is on the back, and there it is on the front. Now I notice the string is now on the back side, so I'm going to flip this over to the back side. I'm going to go get my needle, making sure it's staying nice and long so I don't wrap it up. I'm going to count about 2 stitches up, and I'm going to go through the next one. I'm going to pull it all the way through. And there's my second stitch. Now, I can't go this way. I'm going to flip it over again where the string is, go back and get my string and my needle, and I count 2 stitches and go through the next one. Now I've got 2 complete stitches. These are just straight line stitches. We're going to do straight line stitches first. So I want you to keep going. Now we're going to this side where the long part is of the string is. That's where I should be. About 2 whole needles, and then I pull the needle through. There's my third stitch. Flip it over to where the string is and do it again. I want you guys to continue this. Oh, look what happened though. My needle fell out. If you need to get your needle back in, let me know. But I'm going to use my hot dog for this. And I put my hot dog bun inside of the hot dog bun. And I feed it through the needle. That's how I did that. And then I tie it off. If you need help doing that, I'll show you if yours falls off, but I'm going to make sure that that knot is nice and tight so it doesn't fall off next time. All right, continuing on. Okay, Mona. Now that I made it all the way to the end, I am going to start in a new direction, but I don't have enough room for a stitch. So what I'm going to do is, I notice I'm going to have to come through this side. I have enough room for one stitch here, so I'm going to come from one stitch here, pull it through, and then I'm just going to go ahead and change direction. I should see small stitches. I should not see big stitches. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 stitches. So there should be at least 10 or more, or less, maybe a little bit less. But I shouldn't see just a bunch of stitches. You shouldn't be jumping too far. You should just be jumping about 2 little holes here in the burlap. So now I'm going on to the next step. And I want you guys to continue on, and we're going to fill the whole border today. So that's our goal. So right now I'm going to go in fast mode, and you guys are going to keep going until you're all the way done. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to finish it. Okay, Mona, I made a mistake. And I can back up that mistake by going through the same hole. See my mistake here? I went through the wrong side. So what I can do is I can go back through the same hole And now I can go back again and try it again. And then continue on. Mona. Now that I'm all done, if you are not done, you're going to finish off until you finish your whole square. Now, I ended off right, so both of my strings are on the back. So my old string and my new string are on the back. And I'm going to show you how to tie a quick knot. You could tie these two together, but I'm going to show you something easier. You ready? We're going to zoom in. And this is how you tie it off. I take this needle and I put it underneath the last needle. See that right there? Then I pull it through. So now I got a loop. See my loop? I got a lot of string left, but look at my loop here. You should have a loop. When I have my loop, I take my little knot again, my needle, and I pull it through the loop. And I pull it through, and now it's knotted. You could leave it like that, or you could knot it one more time. I'm going to leave mine like that. And then if you have a scissor, if not, we'll get a scissor, you can cut that part off. You can also cut this off too, so it's not so long. You don't want to cut it too close to the knot, just in case the knot does come out. And that's it for today. You do have extra string left over, and that's fine. We can use that for next week. And we can also change up our color of our yarn next week. So I'm just going to, when I'm all done, I'm going to place everything on the little burlap here. I'm going to get my bag. I'm going to open it back up. And I'll put everything back inside. Because next week, we're going to do more of it. So put it away in the bag. You can't close it up, that's fine. But I will collect them. Everything should be in there. The needle and my hot dog. So don't forget the hot dog bun. That's your hot dog bun. Make sure he's in there because we're going to learn how to tie up next week, okay? Now that you're all done, I'll come collect it. And then that's it for today's lesson.